Hey guys, as promised, I'm back on Saturday with another video. And today I'm going to be making chicken and spinach stuffed peppers. So here I have 3 stuffed peppers. 2 of them are already sliced. Orange, yellow, and red are the colors that I'm going to be using today. So first I'm just going to turn on the stove. And now I'm going to show you guys how to cut a pepper. So I'm going to do that by slicing it in half. And I'm gonna leave the stem on so that it's easier for people to eat. So I'm gonna de-seed it, and I'm gonna do that by taking out the white part. I don't know what it's called. But if you guys know, comment down below so that I could know too, and I could use that term in my next video. So that's one, and I'm just going to do the other one now.
You have to shake out all the seeds. Why don't you use your hand to get them out?
Okay, so now that the seeds are out, I'm going to put it on the tray over here. And I'm going to take this tray and I'm going to put it in my toaster oven over here for 25 minutes. And I have already preheated my toaster oven to 400 degrees, and I'm just going to let that cook for 25 minutes. So now that my pan is preheated, I'm gonna put in my onions, my garlic. This is 1/4 of an onion diced, and then I have 2 tablespoons of garlic minced. So I'm just going to use my spoon right here to spread it out. Here. So now that my peppers are in the oven, I'm going to show you guys how to dice chicken. So I'm going to do that by cutting it into strips.
Hannah, you may have to lower the heat.
Okay, so now that my chicken is in strips, I'm just going to turn it, and I'm going to cut it into cubes. And you cut the chicken as like the breast. If you're using the breast, you cut the chicken as if you were butterflying a shrimp, and then you cut it into strips, and then you put it into cubes.
Can you mix the onions? Make sure it's not burning. Because if the garlic burns, it gives a bad taste, right? It becomes bitter.
Yeah. So I put it on the lowest. I put the heat on the lowest setting, so to help prevent the garlic from burning. Okay, so now I'm just going to show you guys how to season the chicken. And so I'll bring this over here. So I'm gonna take half of the lemon, and I'm just going to squeeze it right on the chicken, because half of the lemon is equivalent to a tablespoon. And I'm just getting out the seed so that we don't get any seeds in our food. And then I'm going to take the 2 tablespoons of taco seasoning, and I'm going to sprinkle it on. Okay, so now I'm just going to get it all out, and then now I'm going to use my hand since I already touched the chicken, and I'm just going to mix it together so that I can get all every piece of chicken seasoned. Okay, so it looks well seasoned, and you guys could see like all over has taco seasoning mix, and that's when you know like your chicken is well seasoned and it's ready to go. So I'm just gonna bring it over to the stove, and I'm going to put it in my pan. So I'm gonna wash my hands really quickly. And I'm going to dry them. So now I'm going to mix my chicken first. Okay, so now I'm just going to show you guys how to cut the spinach. And I'm going to do that by taking some of it, and I'm going to group it together. And I'm just going to cut it like that. I'm just going to do it one more time to make sure that all of it is sliced.
Can you increase the heat on the stove?
Yeah, a little bit. Okay, so now that my spinach is sliced, this is kind of what it should look like. And I'm just going to add it to my bowl over here. And this is 10 ounces of spinach. I know it looks like a lot, but once it cooks, it will wilt down.
I think you have to mix the chicken.
Okay, so I'm going to add in my spinach. Add my spinach to my I'm gonna wait a little bit until my chicken cooks a little bit more, because I don't want to add the spinach in too early because otherwise it will become overcooked, and we don't want that to happen. So we're gonna wait a little bit, but while we wait, let me tell you guys some other ingredients that you could use. Instead of chicken breast, you could use ground chicken, ground turkey, or ground beef. But if you gave up meat for Lent or you're a vegetarian, you could use mushrooms or tofu because I think it'll taste the same. And instead of maybe spinach, you could use collard greens, kale, or zucchini. Collard greens are a little bit bitter, but if you like it, you could totally use it. If that's what you like. But I'm just gonna mix my chicken a little bit now. And as you guys can see, it's becoming like white on the outside because it's cooking, and that's exactly what you want to happen, so that you're not eating raw chicken, because you could get sick from eating the raw meat.
Can you higher the heat?
So I put the heat on a little bit over medium. It's almost fully cooked, right? Oh, okay.
Why are the pieces so small?
They're small so that it like fits in the pepper, because if it's too big, it won't go inside the pepper, and you'll have just pepper and like chicken coming out like over, and you want it inside the pepper because that's what a stuffed pepper is.
Okay, and also it's kind of like bite-sized pieces, right?
Yeah.
So you don't have to worry about a big piece of chicken being in your mouth.
So I left the stem on there because so that you could eat it easily. You take the stem, you pick it up, and you just take a bite, and you get everything in there. And it gives a lot of flavor. That's what I'm hoping for.
Why did you put them upside down on the baking pan?
So that the outside it gets like softer than it usually is, and I left it in there for 25 minutes. Because that's the recommended time before you put the stuffing in. And now it says that there's only 13 minutes left for it to come out, and my chicken looks pretty much the same.
So do you want to come back?
Yeah, so I'll come back when my peppers are done and my chicken and my spinach are done cooking. Hey guys, so my peppers are done, and that's what they look like. They've crisp charred, and my chicken is pretty much done. So I'm just gonna add in my spinach.
You want to let that wilt down a little bit before you add some more?
So before I'm gonna add some salt and pepper. And I'm gonna put some pink Himalayan salt. And I'm gonna cover this back. And I'm gonna add some pepper.
Okay, so you have to fold the chicken on top of the spinach so it cooks.
Okay.
You don't have to mash it. Do you want to add some more and then cover it?
Oh yeah. Do I add more salt and pepper?
Yeah, you can add a little bit more salt and pepper.
So I'm just gonna add in a little bit more salt and some pepper. Thank you.
Why don't you mix it around again? And
Hold on, my mom was just putting stuff away. As you guys can see, the spinach that I put in before has wilted down, like it shrunk, so it's not as big as this. So I'm making a bit of a mess, but I think if you do this with your parents, you wouldn't make as much as a mess as I am. So I'm just gonna get a top of lid. I use this one, and I'm going to cover it. I know it's not the exact size of the pan; it's a little bit smaller, but it's fine. It'll do what it needs to do. So I'm gonna flip over my peppers, and I'm gonna use the tongs, and I'm gonna grab it by the stem fell out.
it's okay.
Oh my goodness. Pepper did not want to flip. Well, I pulled out most of the stems.
I'm gonna put them in that bowl.
Can I just pick this one off? It's like gonna come off. So only one stem stayed,
Okay.
but it's okay. So I'm gonna mix this around. You guys can see how the spinach has welted down, and it doesn't seem like as much as it did before.
Now we can actually see the chicken, right?
Yep. You could see the filling to this peppers. But you look at that, most of my spinach has wilted down. Basically all. So I'm gonna put this over here. I'm gonna turn off the heat. Looks good. Smells good too. So I'm going to put it inside of my peppers.
You should bring the tray closer to the pan. You could take that with the tongue, so it'll be easier if it falls out.
So I'm using the spoon to help put in the filling inside the peppers. And I'm doing about 2 spoonfuls. Looks good. Can't wait to try it. So I'm mixing it in so that I could get about an equal amount of chicken and spinach in each spoonful so that there's not too much of either. And I'm going to use the tongs to pick up anything that I drop on the tray. So it looks like we're gonna have leftover filling. Which you could mix, I think, with pasta, because it'll go well. Sorry about the noise, it was just the pot cover. So here I have some cheese, and to be specific, it's 5 ounces, and this is cheddar, and I'm gonna sprinkle it on top of my stuffed peppers. That's a lot of cheese. I'm gonna try and get it everywhere so that when you eat it, you get some cheese and filling in every bite. Okay, so
You forgot one.
Oh. Okay, we'll just take the cheese off of some of them and thank you for telling me. Okay, so now all of them are covered instead of 5 of 6 of them, and I'm gonna go put this back in the toaster oven so that the cheese melts with the rest of the filling, and I'm gonna leave it in there for 10 minutes. So I'll see you guys when it's done. Hey guys, so it's been 10 minutes, and this is what the stuffed peppers look like. They look really good. You guys could see the cheese is melted on all the peppers. So now let's talk about today's Bible verse. And today's Bible verse is Matthew 4:4, and it says, "But he answered, it is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that comes from the mouth of God." This verse is very interesting. I think about it all the time, and I realize that I need so much more than food and water in my life. I think without God's word, I would just be existing, not living. The difference between existing and living is that when you exist, you are just a body, walking around like a live person, but when you are living, you are able to enjoy all the things that God provided for us. Being able to enjoy the things that God made on this earth allows us to be part of things which allows us to live a richer and deeper life. I am talking about things like food, relationships, and activities. I know many of us want to be in this world, but not of this world. And I think the key to that is to just live as though every experience is from God, which it is, by the way. If we allow ourselves to see God's grace and love in every situation, we can learn to use it to better ourselves, our relationship with others, and our relationship with God. I love that God allows us to use things He created to develop our earthly relationships so that we may know and love joy. I hope that these stuffed peppers are as enjoyable to eat as they were to make, and that our time together was fruitful to you, because I know it meant a lot to me. May God bless you until next time, and always. I'm Hannah J. See you Saturday.